Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial would be discussed in this session. Additionally, I'll be supplementing the information with some relevant content so that can help you in prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with the topic first. Today is 8th of June. The first is centralized procurement of vaccines. Second, FDA approve much debated Alzheimer drug. Third topic is CSA report on the farm protest, an important report. Second last, China host ASEAN foreign minister meeting. And the last is an editorial towards a stronger mental health strategy. Right? So this is an editorial from Hindu. Apart from all the discussion of the news and editorial, at the end of the session, we'll be having some MCQs question that will help you in the upcoming prelims examination because the questions that we're asking is based on current affairs. Those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. We're starting the first news, that is centralized procurement of the vaccine. A good news for the states that the Prime Minister himself has addressed the nation yesterday, and he has clarified a lot of things regarding the upcoming procurement policy for the vaccines. Important for your general studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors. And procurement policies, vaccine center, state relations, state health as in subject, these type of basic questions which is related to the polity can be again important for the prelims examination. Now, according to the latest announcement, which was made by the Prime Minister himself yesterday, he said that the central government would procure all the vaccines that would be given to the adults from 21st of June. So the central government would be providing free COVID-19 vaccines for the age group of 18 to 44 to all the states, right? Because many of the states were again asking the central government to procure this level of vaccines for the states, and they were always advocating for the central procurement procedures, which finally has come up. Why this decision has come up, we'll see the pressure that was being forced by the Supreme Court also. First, let's understand the basic of the news. Uske alawa, India would have also reverted the system of centralized procurement of the COVID-19 with free vaccine provided to age group of 18 to 44. Now, ये जो अनाउंसमेंट आई है दैट इज एन एक्सटेंशन ऑफ, इसमें और भी कुछ चीज़ें अनाउंस की गई थी दैट इंक्लूड फ्री राशन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस टू 80 करोड़ बेनिफिशरीज अंडर प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना till November. That is till the festival of Deepavali is the time in November. So the government has extended Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana as well. I will focus this news in terms of the vaccination process, the procurement. So if you see this infograph, this will help you understand about the vaccination of the particular states in the country. We are mostly concerned about the major states. So talking about Delhi, they have vaccinated almost 10.2% of the population. Right, Tamil Nadu 3.6, Kerala 8.1, Telangana 4.7, Bihar just 2.5, Maharashtra again 5.3, Gujarat 8.8. So Delhi being the top, but none of the state has above 12% of the vaccinations. Right, still to get an herd immunity in the country, we need at least 50% of our population to get vaccinated at the earliest, right? Delhi itself has announced some of the major vaccination process for the age group of 45 plus, where they would be having a on-home drive, right? The people, the MCD workers and other medical helpers, frontline worker would be reaching to the places of the people who are above 45, and accordingly many states are implementing their procedures to increase the vaccination drive so that mass number of people can be vaccinated, right? And talking about the countries, only 3.3% of the country's population is fully vaccinated. Now, procurement for the private sector. So the Prime Minister has categorically said that the private sector would be allowed to procure 25% of the vaccine. That means 75% would be procured by the central government. Initially, 50% was procured by the center, right? 25% was procured by the states, and rest 25% was procured by the private players. Now, the new guideline provides 75% procurement, leaving 25% for the private players. And the Prime Minister has categorically said that the private hospital cannot charge more than 150 rupees on the vaccine jab. So for services charge, the amount cannot exceed more than 150 rupees, because the cost for the other vaccines in India, we're talking about the COVID sheet, Serum Institute of India is charging 600 rupees. But despite the fact many private hospital in India is charging amount of none less than 1000 to 1200 rupees. So this vary between states and hospital. So if 600 rupees is the prices, government has allowed maximum of 150, that sum ups to 750 rupees. So this cannot exceed this price. So again, people who are looking forward for the private hospital, they would also get some relief in the prices. Now pitch for the centralized procurement. Many states have also been pivotally asked the government that the centralized procurement should be there at the priority. और अगर एक Lancet, this is a medical journal, इस पत्रिका के मुताबिक अगर समझे, so they said that the centralized commission is reimagining the healthcare system, and they have recommended that centralized system should procure and distribute the vaccination for free of cost. Lancet is again one of the important journal. Their inputs, their research is being considered worldwide. It's one of the most reputed journal in the world. And they have also said that the industry's bodies have been asking for a centralized procurement system for the wider coverage and transport effectively of the COVID-19 vaccines. Now, precious by the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has taken the cognizance. They have acted proactively, and they have asked the Prime Minister and to come up with a decision that why the central government cannot procure the vaccines, right? And they have asked in an affidavit that just give us the details of the 35,000 crore rupees that was allocated in the union budget, why you can't spend that amount in the vaccine purchase. So court has also sought that these funds cannot be used for giving the vaccination. Why these funds cannot be used? सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पूछा जो 35,000 करोड़ रुपीस आपने स्पेसिफिकली बजट में एलोकेशंस दी थी, उन फंड को आप 18 से 44 के जो एज ग्रुप है उनमें क्यों नहीं यूज कर रहे हैं? व्हाट इज द रीजन व्हाई यू कांट यूज इट, right? And court noted that the center policy of not providing the free vaccine for the particular age group was prima facie arbitrary and irrational. So these are the two words that Supreme Court has noted in the decision, because this is something which is favoring to another age group and not providing to the age group, because these are the major workforce in the country, right? So definitely it should be provided, and whatever decision has come from the central government amid the pressure from the Supreme Court, now this is something which is on the citizen favor. Now other news, that is FDA approved much debated Alzheimer drug. This is the news that has been reported in Indian Express, and important for your general studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. This type of question is a factual in nature. Possibly this can be asked in the prelims examination. So the Food and Drug Administration of the United States, they have recently approved the new medication for the Alzheimer disease, and this medicine announcement has come after 2 decades, that is after 20 years. I will just tell you the name of this drug. This is Aduhelm, right? And this is being developed by Biogen. So this is a company which would be manufacturing these drugs, and it is being argued this is an injection which is argued to be helping the patient of the Alzheimer. Now some more detail about this. So the Food and Drug Administration said that it has granted approval that would be developed by the Biogen, and it will help the Alzheimer patients. ये जो डिसीजन ली गई है, दिस इज डिस्पाइट द अपोजिशन. बहुत सारे ऐसे इंडिपेंडेंट एडवाइजरी कमिटीज थी. इवन द एक्सपर्ट हैव अपोज दैट द वैक्सीन, द इंजेक्शन, द ड्रग कैन नॉट बी अप्रूव्ड, बट FDA has taken its own research and finally they have approved it. So some expert has said there is no enough evidence that the drug can help the patients. So these are some of the independent experts that they are citing, but finally the Food and Drug Administration has given the approval nod. Now the new drug developed by the Biogen developed would be in collaboration with the Japan Eisai Company Limited, and it will not reverse the mental decline, only showing one result, one study, right? So what is the post the vaccine would be available, the injection would be available in the market, after that the impact would also take the decision. What is the impact of this decision? What FDA has taken, FDA ने जो decide किया था उसमें क्या impact होगी इस decision की, we'll understand that, because FDA in United States is again one of the most powerful So the decision which could come impact million of older Americans, their families, certainly जो disagreement थी physicians और researchers group को लेकर के, that has again been, no, it has not been considered to be the valid one. It has also a far-reaching implications on the standard to use the evaluate experimental therapies, including showing the incremental benefits. Now, apart from this, there would be some follow-up study with the drugs, because once we are administering any drug, any injection, the post-adverse consequences has to be monitored. The same is there with the COVID vaccine also. अगर आप COVID vaccines लेंगे तो आपको वहाँ पे कुछ देर रोका जाएगा ताकि जो reverse consequences उनको follow up किया जाए. At least you will be there for 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? So this is something which would be also continued with this drugs also, this medicine also. So under the approval, FDA ने ये कहा कि ड्रग मेकर को एक फॉलो अप स्टडी करनी होगी जहाँ पे they would be confirming the impact on the patients, and if the study fails to show the effectiveness, the FDA could pull out it from the market. It will ban it, right? So again, a long process has to be followed to finally make it a success. Now, Alzheimer patients की अगर बात करें, nearly 6 million people in the US the patients of the Alzheimer, and many more worldwide are the patients of, even India has the patient of Alzheimer. Now the disease gradually attract the brains. The memory loss is there. Alzheimer is a diseases. It further led to schizophrenia and other diseases, right? Mental diseases. So there's a loss of memory. So for many people, the memory loss is again creating problem. So loss of memory, reasoning ability down, communications and basic tasks cannot be done by the Alzheimer patients. And in final stage, those afflicted which shows the ability to swallow, and even researcher ने ये भी find किया कि Alzheimer cows, but the board agreement found that the brain plague targeted by the abdomen job is one of the fact. A growing evidence suggests कि जो family की जो medical histories है, that can also be a reason. Educations, chronic conditions like diabetes, heart attack can play a major role in the Alzheimer patients. So that further make people prone to the Alzheimer diseases. Now, coming to the other news, that is CSA reports farm protest. The report which is coming, that is very important from the Center for Science and Environment. It's important for your General Studies paper 2, functions and responsibility of union and states. The farm protest in India has increased. We'll see how much number it has increased and what are the concerns that has been raised in this report. So according to the data which was collected by the Center for Science and Environment, also known as CSE, बहुत ही important organizations है, India में privately operate करती है. They give some good findings. You can refer to their website. You will get some useful data from there as well, right? So they have said the farm protest है वो 5-fold तक increase हुई है since 2017. So 5-fold increase has been said from 2017 to 2021. Actually, they have collected the data till 2020 only. So in this 3 year, there's an increase of 5%. Now, apart from the 3 contagious जो farm bill है जिसके लिए अभी भी protest चल रही है in Delhi and its NCR region, many farmers have blocked the borders area and they're protesting in other northern parts of India like Punjab and Haryana. So farm bills के अलावे और भी बहुत सारे ऐसे level of protest हैं जो कि farmers ने किए हैं. This is not the only protest. The protest is ongoing and it has increased up to 5-fold. Now, finding of the report के मुताबिक in 2017, 37 major protest was conducted across 15 states. Now, present की अगर बात करें, this has shot up to 165 protests across 22 states. So you can see the drastic increase in the number, right? And CSE ने अपने report में ये भी कहा है that 12 out of this pan-India protests, including 11 agitator against the new farm law which was introduced, and the farmer has said that they want the repeal of the new farm law. तो प्रोटेस्ट के साथ अगर बात करें स्टेट के जो कुछ लेजिस्लेशंस है जिसमें इनएडिक्वेट बजट्स दी गई एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर्स को लेकर के, एंटी पॉलिसी फॉर द एजुटेशन अकाउंट्स फॉर 96% ऑफ द प्रोटेस्ट अक्रॉस द कंट्री. व्हाई आई एम कोटिंग दिस नंबर बिकॉज दिस वाज देयर इन द रिपोर्ट. फॉर यू इट इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप सिर्फ ट्रेंड को समझें कि किस जगह पे किस % पे प्रोटेस्ट की जा रही है. डोंट नीड टू रिमेंबर दिस नंबर ऑफ प्रोटेस्ट, राइट? Large number of farmer is also fighting in the market failure, demanding fair price. जो fair prices है, चाहे वो MSP की बात हो, चाहे FRP की बात हो, that is also not given, which has led to 38 major protests pan India. Now some other factors, अगर बात करें acquisitions of land या फिर कोई redevelopments के लिए, highway, airport constructions के लिए जो protest हुई थी, their number was 70. So they have categorically given the protest number according to the category. Now, Punjab and Haryana farmer has caught the limelight in the recent protest which they have done in Delhi, and because of which other protest has also continued in the state like Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. So these three states have also seen the major protest. Now, the report note that India has more laborer than the land owning farmers. ये पहले जो जैसे जो खास करके जो लैंड ओनर्स होते थे उनमें भी थोड़ी गिरावट दिखेगी, because many people have lost their land also, the small marginal farmers. And this is true that 52% of the country district as well as district in Bihar and Kerala. So these are equally evident in the states of Bihar and Kerala as well. Now the latest data available shows that 5,957 farmer and an additional 4,324 farmer died during the suicide in 2019. So this is some astonishing numbers which really is disturbing for a country like India, where majority of the people are doing farming. I'll just give you a data. This is a suicide in the farm sector. You can see this number is increasing. So in 2016, it was 6270, then again 5995, in 2018, 5763, then it has again increased to 5957. So as of now, we have only latest data by 2019, right? And if you talk about the number of states and their laborers, so the mostly the farm suicide has been witnessed in the Maharashtra, followed by Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, and Punjab. So these are the data that I have taken from the report of NCRB. Now, China hosts ASEAN foreign ministers. This is again important for General Studies paper 2, bilateral regional grouping and agreements. So China is hosting the BRICS minister. This is a 10th ASEAN summit that they are holding. और अगर बात करें चाइना की, they're moving closer for the economic cooperation with ASEAN countries, and they're looking to improve the overall efforts where they can overcome the problem of COVID-19. Whatever shortfall that has been done to the economy, they're willing to improve that by having a collaborate with the ASEAN countries. Now the meeting seeks closer economic cooperation with the South Asian nation, pushing back against the Quad. So China is definitely a country which would defend the Quad membership, because Quad would dominate China and they don't want कि Quad उभर के ऊपर आए. So China की अपने hidden interest है Quad को लेकर के. Now criticism of Quad that was again been done by China, because China fears of Quad, because if this group come to dominate China, it would be very tough for China to step up in that region of Indo-Pacific. So इस वजह से China इस चीज की protest कर रही है. They're stepping up for the criticism, and this Quad forum is being membered by India, Australia, Japan and United States. और खास करके जो चाइना की सबसे बड़ी कंसर्न है वो है यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, राइट? एंड ड्यूरिंग द रिसेंट विजिट टू श्रीलंका एंड बांग्लादेश, जो चाइनीज के डिफेंस मिनिस्टर दे हैव सेड that they don't want any military alliance and they would be rejecting the military alliance. You understand the point. What is the main point? China don't want the Quad membership, the Quad members to come in that region of Indo-Pacific, because they want to be there in this, they want to be the leader in the Indo-Pacific region, right? But after the Quad grouping, definitely the dominance of China would decrease, and this threatens China a lot. Now, economic corporations की अगर बात करें, they have said that they would be also building their regional comprehensive economic partnership with all other members, and they would focus, China focuses on these development. See, China has to take some other countries to their negotiating partner so that they can help them. And China said that it cannot rule out the possibilities of Quad members with further rope the ASEAN members and other counter China and South Asia for the great significance in the Indo-Pacific strategy. So both Quad member is also of a notion that Indo-Pacific is again, which is very pivotal for that particular region, and China want their dominance in the Indo-Pacific region because China is also focusing on South China Sea, right? So this is again something which is very important. So South China Sea is something which China more focuses upon, and India don't want that China should dominate that region. Even India, Japan, and US, United States. So this is a map which will help you understand. You can see this South China Sea region, which is being, this location has already been asked whether UPSC partial islands, partly island, right? And you can see the member countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, Brunei, Taiwan, other members of the ASEAN. They are surround this region. So China is helping this country so that at the end of the day, when it's come to the territorial integrity, these countries would be helping China, right? So these are the intention behind China in boosting the overall cooperation with the ASEAN countries. Now, towards a stronger mental health, this is something which is again an important editorial, and this will help you to cope up many question in the case study as well. जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर 4 की अगर बात करें तो वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आप इस तरह से हैंडल कर पाएंगे. Again, in general studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So what will be the theme of discussion under this editorial? What issues that I'm going to discuss? So the theme is mental health issues, and these are the list of 6 subtopic that I'm going to discuss with you. First, we'll discuss the mental health illness. ये होती क्या है? Mental health indicators क्या क्या हैं? India efforts on medical mental health. इंडिया की क्या परफॉर्मेंस है मेंटल हेल्थ को लेकर के, एडिशनल मेजर्स जो लेने की ज़रूरत है, एंड सम बॉटम लाइन्स विल अंडरस्टैंड. बॉटम लाइन वुड ऑल्सो बी अ वे फॉरवर्ड. So India, talking about the mental health issue, this has become a major challenge for the world, not only for the India. And according to the World Health Organizations, there is 10 to 25% decrease in the life expectancy because of the mental disorder. So this is the harsh truth reality. And about 72% of the member state have stand-alone policy for the mental health policy. राइट, तो जितने भी कंट्रीज है उसमें 72% कंट्रीज ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने अपने कंट्री के लिए मेंटल हेल्थ पॉलिसी बनाई हुई है. नाउ यू कैन सी दिस इन्फोग्राफ. दिस विल हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड. दिस इज ऑल्दो द डेटा फ्रॉम 2017. So 19.7 crore people are mentally disordered in India. This is specifically for India. We'll see other details as well. Talking about the schizophrenia, 9.8% of the people are schizophrenic. Anxiety disorder 19.0. Depression में 33.8%, right? And 4.5 crore of these are depressed disorder, right? So this is how the condition of depression is there in India. Depression, anxiety is again increasing. Now about the mental illness, कोविड के बाद मेंटल इलनेस वैसे भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़ी है. गवर्नमेंट ने डेडिकेटेड टोल फ्री नंबर्स भी बनाए हुए. सो मेंटल इलनेस इंक्लूड एंजाइटी डिसऑर्डर, साइकोटिक डिसऑर्डर्स, mood disorder, substance use disorder, substance means any drugs can also be used, and personality disorder and eating disorder are considered to be a mental illness. Now majority of the suicides in the world is related to the psychiatric problem of the illness. So psychotic problem contributes a lot in terms of the suicide and other problems. Death by suicide is a complex phenomenon that is not fully reported. Now globally अगर बात करें, the suicide rate is 10.6% per lakh populations में, right? And India में 16.3% है. 2016 में थी, अभी थोड़ी सी कम हुई है. In 2016 it was again much. Now the suicide rate was higher in male compared to female. अगर male और female gender wise अगर compare करें, so this was mostly seen in the male. Now recent report published in the Lancet has revealed that 7 people in India has mental disorder ranging from mild to severe in 2017, right? 1 in 7. So हर 7वें पे एक जो इंडिविजुअल है वो इंडिया में मेंटली डिसऑर्डर से ग्रसित हैं. They are impacted by this. So this is a report which is coming from the Lancet. Now mental health indicators की अगर बात करें, again coming to the Lancet, they have published this in the public health and they have revealed that mental health spending across the world. So पूरे वर्ल्ड में अगर ग्लोबली एवरेज निकाली जाए तो 2% of the expenditure are being used for the mental health. This is the 2015 data. And in case of low income countries, 0.5% is their health budget. For low and middle income countries की अगर बात करें वो सिर्फ 1.9% तक एक्सपेंड करते हैं. Upper and middle income countries 2.4%, and high income countries spend around 5.1%. So these are the four data which you can compare. और अगर आप कंपेयर करोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा जो डेवलप्ड कंट्री है उनकी स्पेंडिंग mental health पे काफ़ी high है, that is 5.1%. So this data is again important. If you're writing a essay as well, if you're writing a case study, you can quote this data. Now इंडिया की क्या एफर्ट है? इंडिया ने नेशनल मेंटल हेल्थ पॉलिसी बनाया था 2014 में, फिर उसके बाद उसको चेंज करके मेंटल हेल्थ एक्ट 2017 रिप्लेस कर दी गई विद द मेंटल हेल्थ एक्ट ऑफ 1987. And National Health Policy, National Adolescence Program, Ayushman Bharat is something which also considered to address the issue of mental health in the country. But more are needed to done in the context of COVID-19. As I've told you, government has specifically set up a dedicated toll-free number, a helpline number to overcome the problem of COVID-related stress in the country. नाउ इंडियाज परफॉर्मेंस की अगर बात करें, सो डिस्ट्रिक्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस की अगर आप देखोगे या ओवरऑल आप इन कंट्री जनरल देखोगे, सो फॉर 2016 इंडिया वाज रैंक्ड 114, जिसमें इनकी जो यूनिट थी, हाई यूनिट्स दी जाते हैं मेंटल हेल्थ को लेकर के, तो इंडिया की जो यूनिट थी वो 0.03 थी पर लैक्स में, राइट. जस्ट रिमेंबर द ट्रेंड. आपको ये कोई भी नंबर याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ओनली यू कैन रिमेंबर द रैंक एंड द ट्रेंड वेदर इट इज इंक्रीजिंग और डिक्रीजिंग. Now इंडिया की रैंक 99 पोजीशंस थी इन टर्म्स ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ आउट पेशेंट फैसिलिटीज. दिस इज अगेन विद 1000 और यहाँ पे जो यूनिट दी गई है वो 0.8% की है. इंडिया वॉज रैंक 764 पोजीशन इन द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ ट्रीटमेंट फैसिलिटीज. दिस इज अगेन विद द 1 lakh ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. Now some additional measures that is required to overcome the problem. What measures can be done? So in order to reduce the mental health issues, India could reduce the treatment gap. जो mental treatment gap है disorders को लेकर के, वहाँ पे उस चीज़ को reduce की जा सकती है. Number of personnel in the mental health sector can come towards the discriminatory attitude. Many people still find mental problem and they discriminate with that patient. So we need to help them so that they can overcome it. इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच की ज़रूरत है जहाँ पे इस तरह के प्रॉब्लम को डिटेक्ट की जा सके, ट्रीट की जा सके एंड मैनेज की जा सके. काउंसलिंग इज समथिंग विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डॉक्टर शुड सपोर्ट, doctor should be there for having a dedicated counseling for the patient with mental disorders. More telemedicine, telephone based helpline can be there because many people do not have the ability, they are not so articulative so that they can express their problem. तो वहाँ पे इस तरह के टेलीमेडिसिन काफ़ी ज़्यादा काम कर सकते हैं. एंड स्कूल बेस्ड प्रोग्राम ऑन मेंटल ऑर्डर कैन हेल्प टू इम्प्रूव द चिल्ड्रंस ऑल्सो. चिल्ड्रन हेल्थ के लिए अगर स्कूल से इस तरह की ट्रेनिंग दी जाए तो बाद में प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो सकती. मोर फंड एलोकेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड. डेफिनेटली फाइनेंशियल एड इज रिक्वायर्ड टू ओवरकम दिस प्रॉब्लम एंड स्टेट वुड बी एडिक्वेटली फंडेड. Some bottom line, some conclusion which you can write in the mains paper. So there's a need for a roadmap for the mental health awareness. This can be done in collaboration with a public-private partnership. State can have their own initiative, central government can have their own initiative, but definitely a mental health awareness is required. And this should include the traditional media, government programs, education systems, industries, and social media. So again, media can play a very crucial role here. Media awareness, which I've told you, is again can involve the government procedures. गवर्नमेंट कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज के थ्रू या फिर ऐसे एडवर्टीजमेंट्स के थ्रू भी लोगों को अवेयर कर सकती है. एंड प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स कंपनी कैन ऑल्सो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट इन द काउंसलिंग पार्ट. Now the applications of big data and crowdsourcing idea may also be informed in the decision making. So these are some of the important bottom lines, way forward conclusion that you can write in examinations. Now moving to the MCQs question of the day. Before I proceed with the question, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. So both the questions, the correct answer is A. So you just check your answer, whatever you have answered, check the answers. Coming to the today's questions, National Monsoon Mission. It was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It aimed to develop the state-of-art dynamic monsoon predicting system, short, medium and long range forecasts. An important question which can be asked in examination. So practice here so that you do not have to get confused in the real examination. Write your answer in the comment section down below. The second question, Amal, this is also known as HOPE, is a mission which was recently conducted by Iran, UAE, Pakistan or Sri Lanka. Again, this was there in the news. If you know, do write your answer in the comment section. So this was all about the MCQs questions followed by the daily news analysis and editorial analysis, right? If you have any other concern, you can let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.